Hey everybody, it's Andy's free guitar chart videos here. Welcome to my YouTube subscribers and my Facebook group friends and anyone who's found this video. Like and subscribe and follow the instructions below to access Andy's free guitar chart videos. So we're just getting started up again for the winter season here, and I haven't made a video in about I don't know, a month or so, we're just going to pick up speed again and build it up, and I'm going to share with you what I know about all this right now. You know, what's the hot topic for me right now? What's the hot topic for Andy right now? Is the high E string on the 5-string cello fiddle implemented on a guitar neck using only guitar strings. Okay, so that's what this particular and you could do this at home, but I would suggest you use an old guitar that you're not using. And you know, that's not asking too much from what I've seen on the videos by the number of guitars that people have in the background in their videos. 7 modal cages for cello, fiddle, 5-string modified guitar, all 12 keys also included. So when I say all 12 keys, I mean 5 additional keys. Reminding you, I have a keyboard up here that with the modal, and then the 5 additional keys would be, okay? So that works out, and there's little formulas that we can use to find out what keys those are going to be and what's the best key to be in. For instance, if you start with the E note, the dot scale is the C major scale, and so the other keys, the other 5 keys, that's 7 of them, obviously are the accidentals. But we're not going to be too concerned today with all 12 keys. We're going to be more concerned with modal playing on the cello, fiddle, guitar. Now let's look at the tuning here. So let's zoom way up and see what kind of tuning we have to do. Now look how long this is. I didn't count these frets, okay, but it's all 12 of these cages. When I say all 12 keys here, I mean here's the extra 5, here's the 7. Here is our cello, here's our fiddle. Let's look at that. Let's get me out of the way. We don't have time to fuss with, you know, moving the whole thing around. But here's the violin, fiddle, and that's going to be on the top. The cello is going to be on the bottom. The low note, LPN, lowest playable note on the cello, is a C. This low C here. So I've got my guitar, my cello fiddle guitar tuned to that, and then we go up to the I guess we'll talk about the tuning with these 2 diagrams here. I can put me back down there. I have to be so I can see where I know where I am. Sometimes I forget where I'm at. A lot of times with the guitar too. So the lowest playable note is the low C, which is 2 octaves below middle C, and it's in fifths, tuned in fifths. So we go to G. Now this one's rattling a little bit, not sure why. Nothing much I can do about it now because I had so many technical issues with this stringing it, the E string on the B string slot. That's simple. You could do it. It would never give you a problem in the world until it really matters. And then I kept breaking E strings. So I ordered extra E strings when they were actually in the mailbox. Before I actually got down there, I was able to restring this one because I knew I had backups, and it worked. So what I had to do was, if you look a little close here, I had to wrap the string around the post first before I went in the hole. I went through the hole first and was creating a sharp edge, and I also had a big issue with the bridge here. So you see that little piece of wood there? That was once a miniature clothespin. So I'm getting into like Luther, what do they call it, Luthering? Cutting these bridges, cutting it, but I don't suggest that you mess with that. Um, but for some reason, this particular guitar had a raised B string nut. My other guitar, I'm not sure which one came from China and which one didn't, but I like them both. This one does not have a raised G nut at all. Okay, so you can see that bridge is straight. See, I'll try to line it up. See that? Except one of the I call them mumbly pegs. One of the mumbly pegs is starting to come out. So I had to hodgepodge a bridge to get the B string. So that's our. Now that it's where the B string is, but it's the E string, and it's strung over. So it's actually coming from one of the other issues why I was breaking an E string trying to put it to the B string slot. I had to string it from the E string post and then over. So it's doing a little dog leg here. That's what I've got so far. Sure, I'd like to get it up to this post. I'm going to experiment with my extra E strings to see, what was it that was breaking strings. I broke 3 in a row. So right now I just string it from the E string over to the B string slot. So it's doing a little angle here, straight down. Okay, remember this is P5 now, so we got and then I have the notes. Now notice there's all black notes on the top. Those aren't notes. There's just nothing there. It's a 5-string instrument. Okay, so that's the story. We're going to be looking at that. The bottom 4 strings are the cello, E, A, D, and B, and the top 4 strings, which overlaps 3 strings, is the fiddle, the A, B, A, D, B, and E string. Now let's look at what those strings really are. Okay, so we're going to go all the way back over to here. You put the mouse on while you're zooming, and luckily it follows. So the high E string is move the high E string down 1. Now this downward means down tuned, but move the high E string to where the B string was. We down tune the B string and move it to where the G string was. Take the G string off. So we've got the B string where the G string is, but it's down tuned to the A. We've got the E string where the B string is, but it's down tuned. It's the same, but it's just where the B string is. So the B string's down tuned to that A. The D string is the same, unchanged. Down G tune the A string, 1 whole note. This one's rattling. And then down C tune the low E string. Now I want to remind you, down when you think of, if you might say, oh, down tune the E string to C. I don't want to do that. Well, guess what? I've been playing that way for over 10 years. It sounds like a major because it's out of tune, right? Let's tune it up. You saw me push this peg in? I gotta fix that. Okay, just coincidentally. Now there's our E string again. It's not an E string in this case, but it's down C tuned. So this is my E-shaped C.